Alrighty, well hello again everybody. If you're just joining us, my name is Danavis. With me as always is The.Spectre. We bring you another DotA is Hard in-house game. It is Wednesday, which makes it game night. So this is the third game we are doing tonight.
Correctamundo. And I think we need a welcoming like game intro or like a song that we can play or sing ourselves to introduce ourselves.
10 seconds.
I don't think we do.
I think someone should suggest something that Danavis can sing at the start of every game to get the ball rolling.
My songs are reserved for the times when you DC and I have nothing to say.
Maybe if someone paid more attention to the game, you'd have something intelligent to say.
I say that stuff is happening. People are farming. That one used a spell.
10 seconds remaining.
People can see the game. They know what's happening. Well, nobody can see the Twitch stream when you die anyway. So
yeah, true.
I'm talking to like 3 people. They can figure it out themselves.
Radiant team
And a bit away from the standard, we see.
But I think the Twitch.
The Darkseer band out. What were you saying about the Twitch?
Band Nakes, you know you want to, Bogey. You know you want to.
Please, not another Nakes game. Yes, no Nakes, but it's going to be a Magnus first pick. No, Keeper. So I wonder.
Looking for that P of the L.
Yeah, they're going to have to pick him up in this phase if they don't want to verse the Cancer Lancer combo.
But I mean, if you watch one of Purge's videos from a few weeks ago, he's told everyone that Phantom Lancer is actually a terrible hero. So maybe he won't be picked up.
Yeah, everyone watches Purge videos and everyone listens to 100% of the things he says. That's 100%.
Purge taught me DotA. Taught me DotA.
And look where that got you.
Exactly. I am now one of the highest rank mid to low level players on East Coast Australia.
Something surely to boast about to your parents.
For sure. I tell them regularly.
I play this game, I'm like low to mid skilled, but I'm really highly low to mid skilled. And other people that I play with
like being
are
upper lower. It's like being upper lower middle class.
Dropped out.
It's like being a tall midget.
It's like being Peter Dinklage. Who's awesome.
Peter Dinklage is a damn awesome person though.
He is. He's spectacular. He did an interview with Playboy recently that was very good.
Oh really?
Phantom Lancer.
Oh.
Radiant team pick.
Cancerous, Lancerish, and the Nature's Prophet as well. This is just going to be a global pushy farm fest.
I'm hoping to see some really inefficient cliff farming by the Nature's Prophet. Always fun to commentate on.
Gambit.
Shout out to Gambit for your terrible, terrible strategies.
We're gonna call that the Gambit strategy from now on.
Looks like we
you gotta take a Gambit on cliff jungling. And we've had a suggestion from the Twitch channel saying that Bohemian Rhapsody should be sung. Unfortunately, I think it's
really long.
I was gonna say it's a bit too long for an intro song, so. Unfortunately, Benji Boy...
in its entirety...
No Bohemian Rhapsody.
That is an 8-minute song. And I can sing it, but it'll take the entire picking stage.
I can do backing vocals as well. I'm not afraid.
You can.
I will sing
and make the sort of
live on stream.
The noises. You can do a bit of an a cappella kind of beatbox getting on there.
I'll be the guitar.
Well, I'd need you to do half of it. I mean, I can't switch. I don't know if I can switch from the highs to the lows quickly.
The falsetto. We do see a Shadow Demon Kunkka combo picked up, just to digress from our chit-chat and focus on the game of Dota that we're actually casting. The Shadow Demon Kunkka
can see what's
picked up,
happening.
And I love this combo. The Disruption into Torrent with the Soul Catcher is a very potent combination, actually run quite often by Sing Sing. He loves running that combo. with him as the Kunkka, of course. It's usually run mid when it is run competitively. Sometimes it's seen in conjunction with the tri-lane because you still get quite a lot of good setup, you know, outside of that torrent disruption. So it'll be interesting to see how they lane it. They have picked up the Magnus, who usually goes mid lane. Of course, we did see an off-lane Magnus last game, but I really have to say, with the nerf to the early levels of Skewer, if people weren't aware, it used to be maximum range at all levels. It was kind of nerfed to be a scaling range. If we take a quick look, it is now 600, 800, 1000, 1200. So at early levels, not quite as good an offlaner as he used to be. So I think he is better in that mid role, but still a competent offlaner.
Kunkka's just a fun hero.
He is.
And I mean, his hair and beard combo, that's basically what I'm looking to achieve by the age of sort of 35.
Are you going to try and model your whole look after
I want
him?
that kind of hair and beard thickness and greyness. I'm going in that direction already, so that's sort of what I'm looking at.
I think you're going to have a bit of trouble growing the beard.
And then, of course, the cosplay. Oh, the cosplay. the old man cosplay will just be spectacular. Because you've got to admit, people who are old enough to cosplay the characters that they're, like, older characters
are
always the most awesome. I mean, could you imagine, like, somebody's grandfather being Keeper of the Light? That'd be awesome.
Hello!
I don't know who I am. I'm here with my grandson.
For some reason, he asked me to put on my bathrobe and take my walking cane, and here I am.
Oh, the beard is natural, yes.
And the second request for a song to be sung is Ballroom Blitz. How do you feel about that?
I know that song.
No, I don't know it off the top of my head.
I feel negative about this whole song concept.
You
don't know that one off the top of your head?
I don't know it off the top of my head.
Ballroom Blitz.
Oh yeah, that one.
Ballroom Blitz.
Right.
You know, I let it, like, that's the only words I know to it, but I know the song.
Well, how about we just change it? DotA is hard. DotA is hard.
No, I'm not. This is a terrible concept that you've come up with. I like that you're engaging the audience, but this is not the way to do it. It's awful. It's woeful.
We see the Leshrac
If I'm going to be singing any song...
Yeah?
I'm going to be singing any song for you, it's going to be Pyrian Flax's We Are Never, Ever, Ever Gonna Lane Together.
Yeah, nah.
That's the only Dota-related song that I'll be doing. For now.
The Leshrac was banned out by the Dire side, not wanting them to combo up with the Shadow Demon. Of course, the Lina is still available for use if they want to use her as part of a tri-lane and roaming duo with that Shadow Demon. So, still quite a few supports available in the pool to combo with that Shadow Demon. Even maybe a Sand King. I haven't seen Sand King for a long time, and I'd really like to see him picked up here.
I miss Sand King. I miss him.
He's still an excellent support.
10 seconds remaining.
I'm excited to see some Chuan Sand King in the G1 League. I hope he comes out with some more.
I cannot wait until TI3. Oh, man. What are the final... I haven't even looked at the full invite list. Is Mao's going to be there?
They haven't got a direct invite.
Mao's.
They haven't got a direct invite, so unfortunately they will be going through the West qualifiers. If they are selected for the West qualifiers. They haven't released that list yet. I believe the last two teams to make it in were LGD, Int, and MUFC, which were the final two still to be revealed. But quite a lot of top teams getting in there. Fnatic, EU going straight in. So some good work by the Hon boys getting a straight invite to TI3 after their solid performance most of the year this year. They've really been on a roll, along with Dignitas getting straight in as well. So some really solid showings for some relatively new teams that didn't actually exist during the last international.
Now, is AL in there? Because we need the only Australian team that exists.
AL is not Australian anymore.
Someone's having technical difficulties.
AL hasn't been Australian for a long time.
I only know things from the last international. I don't really follow the scene.
No, AL disbanded many months ago. There are no Australian teams.
What's the token Australian team now?
No token Australian teams. We're too terrible at Dota.
Alright. Call coming out right now to join up with Team Danavis. Any pro players out there willing to carry me to TI3? That'd be super.
Don't join. It's a bad idea.
I'll be team manager. I'll be team manager. I don't have to actually play. I just want to meet people.
I just want to be part of the team.
I want to meet Gabe, and I want to know who Ice Frog is so that I can tweet about it. And ruin the secret.
Oh, we do see this.
Back to the picks. Talk about the picks.
Okay, well, the Storm Spirit was picked up for their mid laner. A strong hero generally, but I don't think he's going to do much for this lineup. A lot of the Radiant team are quite tanky. The Undying, Magnus, Kunkka, quite large HP pools, all being strength heroes. And if he jumps on the Shadow Demon, he's going to have to quickly get off of Vortex and burst him down before that disruption comes out. Of course, he's at higher levels, he can still zap after him, but I don't think Storm was necessarily the best. Still a good mid hero, and if he does get rolling, it's going to be good.
Yes, yes, indeed. Little known fact, though, is that whoever the last player is, I don't remember their name, Sometails, that's it, is actually Blitz in disguise. So I'm expecting some pro-level Storm Spirit play here.
Places everyone.
On the side of the Radiant, we have Emma Stone playing the Undying, FNL, the Winklepicker,
Love you, Emma,
on the Shadow Demon, SevenNights on the Bounty Hunter, Hamface on the Magnus, and Bogey1 on the Kunkka.
Hamface. And over on the dire side, we have Mangix taking on the Cancel Answer, Sometails, aka Blitz on the Storm Spirit, Juicy playing the Nature's Prophet, kathified taking that Keeper of the Light, and Pooh on the Grand Magus himself, Rubik. A lot of O's in that name. A lot of O's. Little overboard. O's. A little overboard there.
Magnus has DC'd because he's having some FPS issues. But he will be reconnecting.
Yeah, you can't play you can't play a first-person shooter while also playing Dota. That will cause severe FPS issues.
So I gotta say,
it is in fact a MOBA.
I think the laning stage and general team composition, even though they do have the cancel answer, if they're able to shut him down early game, I've got to give the kind of the advantage to the Radiant side here. The Tidebringer is going to be an excellent way to take out those illusions. If it doesn't take him out instantly with some crit damage, it's going to be very easy to tell which one the real one is. As well as the Empower from Magnus and the zombies from Undying. There are a lot of ways to deal with this Phantom Lancer. And with the Shadow Demon as well.
I gotta say, I've got to put the... I've got to disagree with you there and put the advantage purely on the dire side. If we're looking at the cosmetics, there are only 2 cosmetics on the Kunkka, and they are both common, with nothing else on the rest of his team. A completely naked Bounty Hunter. However, on the dire side, we've got Juicy on the Nature's Prophet, and he has got quite a few
30 seconds to go.
Rare and strange items on there, totaling 6. So on the cosmetic count, Dire currently leading quite a bit there. So I've got to put the advantage on their side by looking more fabulous.
Oh, you're so informative.
Look, if Bruno can get away with the no-leg strat, I can talk about whatever the hell I want.
And we are going to see the Storm Spirit versus Magnus in middle.
And they're off.
Hamface choosing to stand at the tower instead of blocking his creep wave. So the creeps are going to be pushed towards Sometails' side. So
got a feeling this is going to be good.
He don't need no block.
Yeah, some players not too used to playing mid lane, I guess. It is always good to block.
He's just going to stand there. His ass is going to get in the way.
And do we have any sentries on the dire side here? No, we don't. So we're going to see them go off the... What?
Nothing. Gunshots out my window. It's fine.
Oh, okay. No sentries picked up by the dire side, interestingly. Actually, they're coming out on the courier. I've spoken too soon. So they know the bounty hunter's up here and they're going to plant down some early sentry wards and just really zone him out from this lane completely.
Not a terrible idea waiting off to see which lane that the bounty's going to go on, just in case he switches it up a bit.
Meanwhile, the Nature's
wards in the wrong lane.
Completely abandoning the bottom lane, so it looks like he's just going to go into the jungle. Has picked up no skills yet. He does pick up Shroud, so yes, we are going to see a jungling, obviously thinking he can get more out of the jungle than he will get in lane. And I have to actually agree with him. If the Radiant don't play it smart, they're going to be constantly pushing this wave into towers if they don't stack and pull properly. Of course, we are seeing a good stack and pull coming out here right now. But if they don't manage to keep it back, you know, as pro teams obviously can, it won't be quite the free farm that we're used to seeing. At the moment, the Phantom Lamps are doing a very good job at the moment with last hits, actually hitting at 10 already, up at 11 now. He does have that Quelling Blade to help him out.
That's pretty much everything.
Yeah, only missing probably even 1 or 2 creeps, if that. So I did see him miss at least one. But some good last hitting, some good mechanics coming out from the Phantom Lancer right now, and that's going to ensure a good early game for him. Unfortunately, with that...
Yeah, he's in a bit deep here, and they're going to spot him out with that ward.
Towers taking hits.
Yep. And with that pool camp blocked off, a nice little ward here, placed on the opposite side to where it's usually placed in the trees. Without that pool, they're not going to be able to really... kind of get the free farm that they really want, and it looks like they're going to rotate the 2 supports up top. We see Disruption on the Rubik already, a Decay's thrown out, picks up 2, but that's going to be the end of the aggression. We're just going to see a tri-lane here with some very unlikely bedfellows, 2 melee heroes, and the Shadow Demon is the only range. I don't think it's going to go well for them, but it might slightly slow down the free farm that the Phantom Lancer was enjoying. We see an Illuminate coming out.
Bot to take a bit of advantage of this farm.
Exactly, with the supports abandoning the lane, it means that he can actually stand in lane against this Kunkka and do a bit of damage. Of course, the Kunkka already up at level 4, Juicy only slightly behind, but that Tidebringer is going to be very, very troublesome for him.
Emma Stone's in trouble, but she'll be...
Ooh, a lift from the Rubik pulls him back, but there's no follow-up. The Phantom Lancer not diving there, so unable to get off an extra Lance or another Illuminate from the Keeper, but generally the tri-lane playing quite well. The Kunkka now lead farmer at 19. So some good farming up from him as well. It's not just the Dire that are making use of these farming lanes.
Oh, too bad.
The Illuminate getting channeled, but not killing anyone. The ward spotting it out. They are going to go on the Shadow Demon, lifted and tossed back. Disruption coming out on the Rubik. Right click's coming out, but he's going to escape with 67 health.
Oh,
now,
Keeper's in trouble. Kathy goes down.
And also the Nature's Prophet picks off the Shadow Demon, TP's in and kills him behind the tower. So a good bit of map sense from the Nature's Prophet. They're able to pick up the kill for his team there. Unfortunately, the Shadow
first blood
Demon...
announcement, but that Keeper's extra gold was split amongst
it is indeed.
amongst the various guys up there.
That Tombstone really doing a lot of work and taking out the supports. Of course, they can't kill that Tombstone this early on unless they completely focus it from the start, and that would mean their death anyway because they'd be standing still.
Guess what's happening to Dire's
so
bottom
that
tower.
Tombstone a very, very powerful
Dire's structure's looking fortified.
early lane skill to have for that Undying against that tri-lane.
Dire's bottom tower's getting the business.
Nature's Prophet's just gonna get spotted out by this ward as he wanders up the river. Very dangerous. And he throws out the Sprout, but it's not gonna last.
Gets disrupted in the Torrent. Excellent timing there. Some good play.
Dead Prophet. Some terrible play by Nature's Prophet.
Good play though with the chaining of the Disruption and Torrent out from the
wandering up the river of death.
I owe you one.
Meanwhile, mid lane, something we haven't really talked about. The Magnus is actually doing surprisingly well up against his Storm Spirit. Currently outlast hitting him by 4. Not too much of a discrepancy. But the Storm Spirit possibly spending too much time away looking for runes. I'm not too sure, but the Magnus getting quite a bit of farm here and not having to bottle crow that much. Of course, one way that the Storm Spirit can harass him back is just dropping those
Storm's still ahead
remnants.
of him in levels.
He is.
Storm is ahead of him in levels though, so he's doing quite well. You know, it's a little bit less farm, but he has hit that ever crucial 6.
He has. In fact, both heroes having that level 6 now, so we're gonna see... I don't know, I'd like to see some rotation from the Magnus. I've said this in the last 3 games so far, and it hasn't really happened, but if they dive on a tower, just a rotation from the Magnus, the RP under a tower, that they don't expect the TP support to come in, and it's going to be very, very beneficial for your team.
Oh, Nature's Prophet's in trouble. He's going to TP away, not in time!
Tries to TP out, but gets taken out by the Shadow Poison.
Oh dear.
And that is another
he's
death
picked up
for
his gloves of haste. It looks like he's going to be going for that. Looks like he's going to be going for that hand of Midas, but it is going to be quite late at this point.
Yes, he is only sitting on 300 gold, still 1,100 away from having that if he does choose to get it, and it's already at the 7-minute mark, which is generally seen as a good.
Oh, he's TP'd in to look for his career.
Is he going to get it? He needs 2 more shots. No.
He can't do it.
He can't do it.
That was a waste of a TP. That's costing him that 135 gold.
Unfortunately not being to get
good
off the
attempt, but not able to get it. Nice little bit of play though there, very cheeky.
We see the ultimate coming out, maybe trying to speed up his farm.
Mid lane.
We see the Storm Spirit jump in, but no mana to follow it up with. The Magnus is easily able to skewer out. And in fact, I think if he went on that Storm Spirit and skewered at him, he would have been able to kill him off. Look how much damage that shockwave is doing.
Go, man!
No, it's still on cooldown.
Go, man, go. Oh, damn it. Curses!
Oh, so...
Curse upon your
bottom
houses.
tower's getting the business.
Ping's coming out on the Magnus illusion.
The Phantom Lancer has picked up his Tranquil Boots and he's just spent a lot of gold. Drums being sent out to the Phantom Lancer. So we're going to see
the Dire best
a nice
do
little
something
stat
about
build
that
coming
bottom
out
tower.
from Mangix, giving him a bit of survivability in the laning phase. Lets him last hit a bit more. And those drums are very good if you get them early on. As I was saying before, that plus 10 damage is actually worth quite a bit in the early stages of the game when all your heroes have quite low base. It's very good in a tri-lane if they get offensive on you.
Only if you use it though. You have to actually use the drums.
And of course, drums, one of my favourite items in the game, I've got to say.
It's a good little item.
The cost for the stats that you get, movement speed is always great, lets you catch up to other heroes who generally kind of don't build a lot of it. And yeah, that plus damage aura, it's very, very good. I think they should be a lot more... Go.
I wish it built into something, you know, like the gong of endurance or something.
And how would
I think it'd encourage more people to pick it up if it.
I think
you know, just a slight improvement upon its existing thing. You know, bigger something. Maybe give it a like maybe combining drums with a what's it called
a buckler.
Buckler, so I was saying, trying to think bracer, yeah. Combine it with, say, a buckler and make it give you an armor.
The Dire best do something.
Yeah, because at the moment, the headdress, of course, goes into the mechanism and the pipe. But the buckler only goes into the mechanism.
Banged up.
Gong of endurance, that's what I'm saying it needs to be.
Bottom tower goes down and we see a tombstone drops. The RP should come out, only hits on one, kills him out. But the Rubik goes down and the Illuminate coming through takes out the creeps. But a lot of low health players on the Radiant, but the Dire taking more damage in the end. Kathified trying to take this down. Actually, the tower didn't go down before. It's going to go down now, looking for the deny. One more hit, and she gets it.
The Dire disown their bottom tower.
A nice little deny coming here. Got to be careful of the torrent. And the splash doesn't hit her with the splash. I think. Oh, no torrent, no mana for the torrent.
Facing the wrong direction. Yeah, facing the wrong way for that splash ras. It only hits units in front of you.
Does. See a lot of pings coming out here. I think if the Phantom Lanes just
he's in trouble. Kunka's in trouble. He's going to TP away.
Oh, but the Illuminate takes him out. I think if the Phantom Lanes had invested in some of his own dust, the kill would definitely go towards him on the Bounty Hunter. He just has to pop dust and hit him with a lance once, and that would be the death of him. Yeah, it's only, what, 190 gold for dust? It would pay itself back with one kill. He'd probably get 2 out of it using the other charge as well.
Probably. And it looks like Rubik has unfortunately stolen Shockwave. Not the best spell to pick up. But
I think it's quite a good spell. It's extremely mana efficient, especially on an intelligence hero like Rubik. It's a 300 damage line view. Can be combined with his Faith Bolt quite well.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Yeah, but I mean, among Magnus's spells, I'd say that's definitely the lowest.
The Shadow Demon getting caught out by the Rubik. We're going to see a Shockwave, and the Shockwave does kill off the Shadow Demon.
Tower ain't pretty sad right now. Radiant lost one of them bottom towers.
Destroying the bottom tower with use of his creeps, and he does have that Hand of Midas up. Probably had it for quite a little bit. Sitting at just over level 9 as well.
No, I think he only picked it up about a minute ago. Pretty slow.
Yeah, I'm not sure if he's had it for 1 or 2 uses so far, so just being safe.
Radiant's mid tower's coming apart.
Pings coming out on the Magnus. The Dire Ward does spot him out going towards that rune, but I don't think we're going to see any sort of aggression here. I think with the team compositions of the Dire and the Radiant, this Nature's Prophet really has to go for a pushing gold, so I want to see that Necro book coming out, the Desolator.
Conqueror's going to find him though.
X marks the spots, and the Torrent thrown out, but the Torrent not early enough. The boat comes out, and it's not going to hit him.
Oh, but too far.
Too slow. He should have saved that Torrent for the TP out. Unfortunately, missing out on a kill there with a misplaced Torrent. Meanwhile, top lane, the Radiant have smoked up. They're going for a wraparound here. RP is available for the Magnus. And we're going to see them go in now. They run into the Rubik, the skewer into the middle. The RP catches out too. And it's right under a sentry ward as well. They're going to pick out... Actually, the Magnus goes down as well. The Rubik already goes down. Kunka getting a double kill with a splash. Storm Spirit trying to get away, but he's X-marked up. Demonic Purge, and that's going to be another kill. So in the end, a 3-for-1 trade, a good use of the smoke there. Unfortunately, Magnus paying for it with his life, but definitely worth it. Being able to pick off their mid player and 2 supports.
Yeah, for sure.
And they should be able to turn this into a tower kill as well. We're going to see Shadow Demon run into Nature's Prophet. The Disruption comes out, Shadow Poison as well, and he's trapped against the trees by the illusions here. I don't know if Shadow Demon realised that, otherwise he would have been attacking him. Unfortunately, the Soul Catcher coming out too late. The Track and Janata hits up on the Nature's Prophet. He needs to save his Shuriken to stop that TP out, but Rubik manages to lift them up and Fade Bolt, so it's going to stop some aggression here. Unfortunately, the Keeper of the Light...
on that track, which is really bad for that Bounty Hunter.
Yeah, he's going to be visible if they decide to go on him. Unfortunately, the Keeper of the Light TPing a bit too aggressively, actually coming out to this T2 tower. When there are so many heroes around, not the best thing to do. A long zap in from the Storm Spirit, and he's going to be able to take out that Shadow Demon.
And they do get their track gold as well, which is always a nice steal.
Dire's mid tower.
If we take a quick look at the experience graph, we see the Radiant is only around 600 ahead. And in way of the gold, only about 400 gold ahead, so a very, very even game so far.
Radiant
but another tower denied by the Radiant, while the Dire denied tower as well. I think so far, every tower has been denied.
Was bottom tower denied for the Dire?
Oh no, it wasn't. Nature's Prophet did kill the bottom tower. Kathy did deny the bottom Dire tower.
Right now.
Oh, we're going to see an attempted TP out. He needs to Shuriken, but he doesn't throw it out. That shuriken, of course, cancels off the teleport, but not quick enough, and it would have been a kill there. With maxed out shuriken, it was a definite
boat, but it's going to land on
Radiant's
nothing.
bottom tower seen better days.
The Kunkka does have his Shadow Blade up. They're going to try and go aggressive here. He's going to be revealed. Oh, he blinks forward, gets hit by that Kunkka, but zaps away instantly. The Magnus with the cheeky skewer and RP in. The Nature's Prophet dropping very low, but he's not going to die. Oh, he does to the splash of the Kunkka. His teammate staying too close, and he turns back for a moment, which is just enough for the Tidebringer to come through and kill him off.
Dire's mid tower could use a little help.
Phantom Lance is very low.
And that is a
He's gonna
3.
use tranquil boots to tranquil up.
And that is a 3 for 0 trade. And it looks like the Phantom Lancer is building into that Diffusal Blade. Still about 2,000 off, needing to pick up that other
Kunkka has picked up his Shadow Blade as well.
Yep.
So that's going to make him very dangerous boatman.
He had, of course, used it in the last team fight to set up a bit of initiation on the Storm Spirit.
Come!
I didn't see. Oh, but his
oh, a TP in, and the torrent's already used, but there is no detection on the Nature's Prophet here, so it's going to be an easy escape for the Kunkka. And the Nature's Prophet going for a Shadow Blade of his own. This does work well with the split push. You can always just Shadow Blade away and TP out. So a good little pickup, and it definitely lends it towards that split push build.
Bounty Hunter, Shadow Demon, and Undying all coming bot here, looking for this Nature's Prophet, but he's long gone. They're just going to be wasting their time.
It looks like they might try to pressure this T2 tower instead.
Radiant's mid tower's getting
Meanwhile,
banged up.
Nature's Prophet trying to farm up these Ancients. Smartly using his older trees to tank up the damage for a bit. Some pings coming out on the bottom
trees
tower.
Are useless. Just let them die.
They need to come and defend this. Meanwhile, some pings coming out of
Radiant's
the Magnus, but he skewers away from the Rubik, who manages to steal that skewer, so we're going to be some Russian Rubiks again.
And the Shadow Poison just clips the Prophet there.
Structures like this. Radiant's mid tower could use a hand.
Looks like they're going to try and go for a trade. No Shadow. Storm Spirit. TP's back to the tower. He zaps in on the Shadow Demon, manages to get off the Vortex before he can disrupt himself. The disruption comes out now, but a zap away from the Storm Spirit. The track coming out on the Bounty Hunter, so they know exactly where he is.
Oh, a lot of
damage coming out. Kunkka really needs to throw his boat out to save himself, but he uses his mana on a torrent, which doesn't hit on anyone. And he's going to escape on 300 health. I'd love to see a TP behind by the Nature's Prophet, but he's going to go back to base.
Nature's Prophet really needing to micro his trees, though. He could have been attacking that Kunkka and probably brought him down. Had a lot of trees surrounding him, but they all went after the Bounty Hunter instead.
They did indeed. A little bit of mismicro, but something that can be worked on in the future. Needs to use his Midas here. They still haven't managed to take down that mid tower. They did add some pressure to it, but unfortunately it still stands. We see a lift up on the Magnus and skewered back by Rubik, and Magnus skewers back the other way. The DD is picked up by the Magnus, and he RPs an illusion.
And he RPs on illusions.
The fog cancelling off the
and the TP
the TP from the Prophet kills him
to
off.
steal the kill.
And being blocked by the Phantom Lancer illusion at the moment.
It is stuck.
And he gets through. Whew. So, if we take a quick look at the XP graph, it took a bit of a
Prophet takes down Bounty.
A rise
I don't know
up.
how, but he did it.
There must have been a lucky ultimate bounce.
Question mark, indeed.
But with that death as well, the advantage to the Radiant in XP is only a few hundred, and gold is dead even. It is literally dead even in the gold graph. Now 500 in the way of the die, so it looks like that kill is coming through, and they are going to take the mid tower as well.
Like what?
6 in a row.
And there goes the Storm Spirit.
Meanwhile, Kunkka takes him down with it.
Oh, and the Phantom Lancer taking a lot of
No, the boat comes through, so he's going to save himself with some damage reduction. And the boat returns by the Rubik. A nice little steal. The sentry ward is enough to pick him out, and that is an unstoppable streak finished off.
Radiant's mid tower's coming
Kunka's
apart.
own boat turned against him. A mutiny, as it were.
I think Rubik should say that when he steals the boat, or uses it and hits them.
He should. He should say something about a mutiny, for sure.
Some custom
or
voice
Tide,
line.
if he's on their team. Needs to say something, you know.
From the
Didn't
depths.
expect a mutiny, Kunka. You know, something like this.
In his bubbly Rubik voice.
No, this is like Tide Hunter if he was on the same team as the Rubik.
Oh, fair
Would like
enough.
mock him for it.
Yes. Yes, yeah.
Rubik, the Grand Magus, is above mockery. Far too professional for that.
It's like the old suggested line of when he steals one of Invoker's spells to say, it took you this long, or what was it? I'm trying to remember it now. It was a good one-liner and I've fully stuffed it up.
Radiant's
Took you a
top tower's
lifetime
hurt.
to learn and...
Yeah, it's like, it took you a
Something like that.
lifetime to master this?
Rubik. And his rivalry with Invoker. Hilarious.
And the Kunka Splash is taking the trees down. It's a lot of free golden experience sitting there for the Kunka if he manages to crit on those trees. So a bit of a passive game at the moment, not too much happening. We're going to see some pings come out on the Kunka. Ooh, a zap forward, but he's going to go into a Shadow Blade. Really, I think the Dire can just sit back and farm at this stage of the game. They always have to be worried about that Shadow Demon.
Touche!
Ooh, zaps in, but the Kunka still picks up the haste.
Oh, bottom lane.
Manages to pop off the haste rune and the mana.
Bottom
leak
lane
doesn't
Shadow
slow
Demon
him
is
out.
going down.
Somebody's on a roll.
And
And
down he goes.
Looks like the tower is also going to take a fall.
Trouble brewing at
No
Radiant's bottom
fortification
tower.
available for another 3 seconds. Are they going to be able to kill it off? No, but it looks like it hasn't been
Have fun
fortified
trying
yet.
to
Now it
bust
is.
down Radiant structure.
And we're going to see a
TP
TP
coming in
in
now.
from the Magnus.
Better days.
And the boat on the TP, but it misses with the Blink Magnus. Very well done.
The
He's
tower
focused
very
on
low.
his
The
illusions on the
Phantom
tower.
Lancer should be using his illusions to kill it off.
Yep.
But unfortunately not enough, and that tower should be denied by the Radiant here. Oh no, the Phantom Lancer comes in on the Kunka. Yeah, there we go, the Undying.
Radiant
is taking it
disown.
out.
But Undying manages to get the deny. Another denied tower.
Kunka killing off Keeper of the Light with the splash damage, but the Bounty Hunter also going down to the Nature's Prophet combo, and Phantom Lancer taking down the Kunka with his Diffusal Blade charge and some auto attacks. And this Phantom Lancer is really
Nature's
starting
Prophet
the
sitting
game.
at 4. Nature's Prophet sitting at 4, 4, and 4. Very even game for him.
Yeah, this Phantom Lancer is really starting to roll. Already has 1,000 gold up after picking up a level 1 Diffusal. And
Oh, and the
and
RP on
Yasha.
just on the one.
But he just Shadow Blades up, and this Magnus is gonna die.
No.
A bit of a wasted
no.
RP. No follow-up from anyone but a Shadow Demon, so I really got to question his move there.
Radiant's top tower's in bad
The
shape.
Shadow Blade popped off instantly, and he couldn't even follow it up with his own auto attacks. I'd like to see Phantom Lancer pick
Radiant's
up a
top
level 2
tower's
Diffusal
taking
Blade. It
hits.
actually adds a lot of damage with those illusions up. It's somewhere in the range of about 100 to 200 damage per second with
Radiant's
the mana
top
burn from the
tower's hurt.
illusions. Just for an 850 gold item. Meanwhile, a
Depending on
track...
how many illusions, surely.
yeah, I'm saying that's why I said it gave a bit of a range, but in general, you wouldn't really fight without about 4 or 5 illusions, and the damage increase, I think, is from something crazy. It's like 16 to 32 or something.
Now, why is Kunka trapped?
20 to 36.
Is this from Rubik before he died?
Yes, it is. So Rubik stole track and used it against Kunka. Unfortunately, Bounty Hunter did also track Rubik, and so they got the track gold off for that kill. 5-man
Smoking
smoke
up now.
coming from Radiant. You're gonna see Shadow Demon leading the pack. He's going through mid lane here, maybe hopefully trying to pick off that Phantom Lancer in the jungle. Do they have detection is the more important question. No, they don't, so they're going to have to catch out the real one and track him instantly. Of course, that Phantom
Radiant's
Lancer's
bottom tower ain't a pretty sight right now.
Looks like they might try and go on the Rubik instead. They
don't have any vision, so they're just looking for someone.
Day.
They're just hoping.
They are gonna
I wish they had gone to their own jungle to find that.
They're going to run into this Phantom Lancer, but not able to get the track off in time.
Bounty Hunter needed to be leading that pack.
A big crit coming out from the Conker does knock him down to 2/3 health though.
A lot of wasted time there though, while Nature's Prophet is just sitting in the jungle farming.
Sitting in the enemy jungle farming.
He's up to
4.8k
4.7k.
gold. That is just
4.7.
He's definitely caught up in the net worth. That Midas paying off by this time. And I'll be interested.
Even as late as it was, it is. Oh, look at this nice stack of dragons as well.
He's going to try and farm it up with his Treants, taking a lot of auto attack damage. He does finally start soaking up with the Treants. But they're going to die extremely quickly to a double stack of dragons. Of course, that Illuminate helping them get down very low in gold, but Juicy has to be very careful.
He has to Shadow Blade away.
And he really can't take down these agents. I think he's going to try and click on that middle creep, but even I'm having trouble clicking on him. He manages to get one hit off and two, and I think he's going to have to back for now, getting dangerously close to dying here.
Yeah, Kathy just needs to put off a couple of Illuminates to get those big boys down.
And there we go, we see the Treants come out to soak up the damage, so they're going to kill off this little creep right now. We see Storm jumping in on the bottom on the Bounty Hunter, but there's no detection. So the Bounty Hunter is going to be able to walk away with no Orchid up on the Storm Spirit just yet. It's not going to result in a kill with the Bounty Hunter just able to Shadow Walk away.
40 health on the Nature's Prophet here after finishing that stack. Coming very close to death. I just want to see Bounty pop out right now.
Just
one hit, Janata Strike, dead. And it looks like he is going to be building a Sky of Vice.
A Scythe of Vice, already completed from the Nature's Prophet. So not going for that pushing build, instead opting for a bit of lockdown, probably for this Conker who is sitting on... Where's the party? Oh, a zap in and a reverse polarity on two. Instant... Oh, and stolen by the Rubik. Returned on the Conker and the Magnus. Storm Spirit in a lot of trouble here, not having any mana to escape, and against 4 heroes, this is going to be a strat kill. A double kill for the Bounty Hunter as well, who now has 1,800 gold. But meanwhile, Phantom Lancer pushing out that top lane and also up to 4.5k gold. Interesting to see him save onto that gold. He can of course complete that Manta up now and complete the Diffusal Blade and still have left over.
Maybe he's going for a Divine.
Of course, a Divine, an absolutely terrible item on a Phantom Lancer because the damage doesn't go over to his illusion.
Dire's mid tower's having
still on him though.
Only stats go over.
Who needs illusions?
We're gonna see Bounty Hunter be very aggressive here, but the track is stolen. As well as a Dusk thrown off, he's going to try and run, and the Phantom Lance is going to hit him from downtown. Also manages to go on this Undying, and that's 2 track kills from the Dire side. So with the track stolen, and also a Tombstone down, that's going to be a pretty large gold swing in favour of the Dire. If we can see it update in a moment, just got to wait for it. But at the moment, it's already 7.5k in way of the Dire, just through that the split push from the Phantom Lancer and the Hand of Midas from the Prophet. One thing we may not have commented on is even though the Radiant is doing quite well in team fights, it's without the help of this of the Phantom Lancer, and Shadow Demon going down to the Sprout and Hex of the Nature's Prophet. That is too much. But this Phantom Lancer is just basically farming the jungle.
Radiant's mid tower's getting banged up.
Yeah, 2 or 3 different camps, using his illusions very effectively, as well as farming that top lane, while the rest of the team are 4v5ing. And the kills may be going the way of the Radiant, but there's a lot of potential in that Phantom Lancer.
The bounty going on the Keeper of the Light and trying to follow the Storm Spirit, but he can't keep up.
Radiant's mid tower
picks up his heart. So these are going to be some extremely tanky mana burning illusions, and he should definitely pick up his diffuser blade now with the heart.
I like to see the complaints coming out from the Radiant team about the Phantom Lancer when, of course, they had plenty of opportunity to ban him.
Actually, they couldn't ban him. They could have banned him in the first stage, of course, but after the Keeper of the Light was picking him up themselves to kind of deny him to the enemy hero. Meanwhile, the Nature's Prophet buys back and goes on top of the already pushed, and that is going to be the top cracks to the Dire side, even though they managed to take a few heroes out down at bottom lane. And it looks like Phantom Lancer and Nature's Prophet are just going to go into mid lane now, but the good games coming out, they know that the farm of this Lancer and the Nature's Prophet is just too much.
Yeah, that's just, you can't fight it. I strongly believe that Phantom Lancer should be a first ban, even over the Keeper of the Light, because even without that Keeper, he's so dangerous.
I think
he does get pushed into tower though.
But he's still not going to go down. That heart, just too much. He's just sitting here in base at the moment, and no disruption coming out. It is on cooldown, so able to just TP away.
Radiant's mid tower's getting
Phantom Lancer
banged
is
up.
very strong by himself if you give him free farm, and that's what he had this game. He wasn't shut down.
Radiant's mid tower's getting.
They didn't go and try and shut it down with Dust and a few
up.
heroes. They just let him farm up on that top lane, farm the jungle. They went for a Dust or a smoke gank once,
Radiant's
but
mid
it
tower
didn't result in anything.
Yeah, and if you just buy that Dust early on, he is quite easy to take care of.
He's an extremely scary hero. Meanwhile, we see Kunkka go down to
Magnus.
the Magnus 3-man
Kunkka.
Exactly, there's so much splash damage there. Easily taken me out of the Phantom. They've just let him get too big by this stage.
Yeah, it's very easy to call Cancel Lancer OP, but it really comes down to how you play the game and then whether you choose to counter him or not. And this Radiant team just didn't do that.
Yeah, and really the Keeper of the Light Phantom Lancer combination not having that much effect. The Keeper of the Light was barely there to kind of raise him up.
Oh, he's in trouble now.
Radiant's bottom rags.
But he's going to escape.
I think he can even turn around and go on this Kunkka now that the Tidebringer's down. Yeah, look at that. And he's going to be able to take down this Undying as well if he turns.
With a mere 300 health left, he isn't even afraid.
3 down, number 2.
He doesn't care.
He doesn't afraid of anything.
Doesn't afraid of anything.
And unfortunately, the disruption not coming out on these illusions, so no counter Lancer on these the Radiant either. And the Nature's Prophet picks up a late Desolator, probably looking just to look for an item that you can buy up in the shop without having to go to the secret shop, as well as being able to push down those towers extra fast.
Yeah.
But at this point, it's already good game. The experience 20k in the way of the Dire, and the gold 20k as well.
Radiant's mid tower's in trouble. Radiant's mid tower could use a hand.
So we're basically just waiting for the cancer to spread throughout the base.
Radiant's mid tower's
this Phantom Lancer, he hasn't gone down once. I mean, that just shows me he's been completely ignored.
Radiant's mid ranks.
I don't get it. I really don't. People know at this point how dangerous this hero is if left unattended. It's just like people who don't gank an alchemist.
Exactly.
Just mad, and then complain later on when he gets big.
Oh, and the Sprout blocking out the Phantom Lancer a bit, but he does manage to run away. The Illuminate doing a lot of damage, but the auto attack's just not enough to finish off that Kunkka. A bit of fountain diving going
Radiant's
on here.
mid-rags ain't looking
The
so high.
Illuminate's going to come through on top of a stolen torrent. And the Bounty Hunter goes down to half health. Oh, the Phantom Lance is going to dive and he takes down the Conqueror, he takes down the Magnus, he's going to take down the Bounty Hunter as well. Taken out by the Rubik.
Just soaking up the fountain.
The Rubik actually killing off the Bounty Hunter with his own shuriken.
Yes.
Looks like Radiant's Ancient is getting stomped.
And this will be the end of the game. Phantom Lance are 11-0-7.
Radiant's Ancient is
Fully
taking a
kitted out,
chunk
even stealing the Gem of True Sight. And the GG's come out.
GG. Well, good example of what not to do against a cancel answer.
Indeed, I've got to say, the man of the match, I'm going to give to Juicy. He had a very few good teleport ganks. He helped out his team a lot with those and managed to getting a few snipe offs, some good map sense from him, as well as kind of opening it up by using that ultimate to push the lanes out for the Cancel Lancer to always be in a safe position to farm up that jungle and send illusions to lane.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to disagree with you there.
Yeah.
A lot of deaths, a lot of unnecessary deaths, a lot of scrub play, very late Midas. Terrible game there by Juicy. Man of the match definitely going to Kunka, who was basically the only, turns out was the only semi-competent player on the Radiant team, carrying his team.
Should we have a team member of the match so we can award it to Radiant and to Dire and then have an overall man of the match?
Well, in that case, it's definitely Kunka, and on the other side, the Keeper of the Light.
Yeah?
For sure. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Alright, so that's going to be good game. I think we'll be bringing you one more, and then that'll be enough.
I don't know about that. I'm going to go eat some dinner.
Okay, sure. Well, I think I'll cast one more, and then that'll be it for the night.
Well, that's it for me. Bye-bye.
Good game, well played.